there. We are on day 18, and I know it's still day 18. It's 11:30 at night. Had a full day on today, but I was not going to let the day end without me sharing my experience with Draw the Circle Prayer Challenge. It was a real good lesson. The lesson is titled Keep Circling. And of course, it was speaking of the walls of Jericho and how they had the instruction to go around that city 7 times, and on the 7th time to march it 7 times. And so it was a wonderful lesson. And the heart behind it was all about not giving up on what God has for you, even when it looks like you're in defeat. And so he talked about a man who wanted to get a law passed and how he had almost given up. And in fact, he actually did give up, but God spoke to him and said, who's doing this, you or me? Sometimes we step in just when we think it's not going to happen the way we want it to happen, when we wanted it to happen. And God said, it was never for you to solve. Just leave it to me. And we know that when it is God's plan, his plan will always work for good. And so it may not work out the way we intended, but it works for good. And most often it works out so much better than our minds could even imagine, because he has blessings for us that far exceed our thoughts. It far exceeds anything that we could set to our imagination. We can't even dream up the things that God can have in store for us. There was a sentence that stood out to me as I was reading through this, and it says that I think that sometimes God shows up and then sometimes God just shows off. And so that meant so much to me, as well as the fact that we can just keep asking. The word tells us to ask, seek, and find. It said if you ask, he will do it. You seek him and keep knocking on the door. And so the lesson concludes it: if you don't get out of the boat, you'll never walk on the water. So step out of the boat, keep praying, keep circling. I look forward to connecting with you on tomorrow for day 19 of Draw the Circle.